Hi, and welcome to All of Math, Episode 7. Today we'll be going over fractions. So let's start with the symbol of fractions. Um, it's pretty much just division, except written out for an expression, but we'll go over it. So you can have fractions written like this, in this format, and you'll see that a lot when working with individual fractions. But I'm going to be writing them out like this for the purposes of what we're doing here, just because it's easiest to type out. But let's move into a visual demonstration of fractions. So here we have a green rectangle, just the one. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half, right? So we have one here, and we cut it into two equal halves, right? So 1 and 1. And let's go ahead, let's highlight this one. That way we are sure about what we are working with here. And this represents, right, this is one part of one whole, right? One of one. So this is one, and this is two. So two of these make one of those, right? And this is represented by the fraction 1 over 2, right? One part of 2. And we get 2 parts of 2, which is equal to one whole, right? It's kind of like division. I just showed a shape with it. That way we can really hammer down this concept of what a fraction is. I know I went a bit quickly over it. If you have more questions about division, feel free to go back and rewatch the division video. But we're going to be moving on to the actual fraction work now and about how we use fractions. So what we have here is I've taken the number 100 and we are going to take 3/4 of 100, right? So 100, and when you see this written expression, we're going to do 100 multiplied by the fraction 3/4. And I do have another visual demonstration attached to this too. So this one here is a brick of 100, and we're going to take 3/4 of it, right? So this number here, 4 in the denominator position. Denominator is the lower, numerator is the higher number. So 3 is our numerator, 4 is our denominator, right? So we know we're going to split 100 up 4 times, right? So we're going to divide 100 by 4. Each of those squares is equal to 25 because 100 divided by 4 is 25. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at the numerator, right? We only want 3 of those, right? So we have 25, 25, 25, and another 25 is being left off. That is because, we're not looking at the whole, we're not looking at, 4 over 4, we're looking at 3 over 4, right? And again, remember we got these because we took 100 and we divided it by 4 for the numerator, and then we're going to take 3 of our pieces of division, and we're just going to add them together, and we're going to get 75 as our answer, right? I know I went a little quickly over it. I'm very sorry. This isn't kind of a get it you don't thing like negative numbers. This is something you really do want to work on. This will be very important when it comes to algebra when we're getting into it in the future. But it really is just division with the extra step, right? 100 divided by 4 is 25, right? And then what is 3 25s? 75. So I do have some homework problems here. There is a couple stuff I do want to talk about when we get here or when we get into the answers, but I'll give you 3 seconds. Alrighty, and here are the answers. So we have 10 times 1 over 2, which is 5, 9 times 2 over 3, which is 6, 4 by 1 over 2, which is 2, 5 by 4 over 4, which is 5, and then for the challenge problem we have 8 by 5 over 4, which is 10. If you struggled with any of these, I recommend going and making your own blocks, right, and cutting them up physically with a piece of paper or drawing the lines with your own pencil, going back, double checking your work every step of the way, right? So let's talk about the last two here, the 5 times 4 by 4. Well, 4 by 4 is 1, right? 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. Any number times itself is itself, right? So 5 times 1 is 1. If you're struggling with that, please go back to the multiplication video, rewatch that one. And then here we have the 8 times 5 over 4, and this is one I really want to dive into a little bit because we're looking at an improper fraction, right? 5 and 4 is not a clean number. So let's imagine we divided 8 by 4, and we'll get 4 equal sections of 2, right? 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we'll have equal sections of 2, but we need to take 5 of those, right? But we only have 4 of 2. So we'll have to add another one outside of our square, right? The square got longer in this case scenario. So now we're left with 10. Alrighty. And that'll be the end of the fractions episode. Please like and subscribe to Broad Enough Learning, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.